interesting, you enjoy learning about it.
Enjoy, like a circle.
Right. So then, let's see, that would be, I guess, number 8.
Number
You want to try number 8, Toy?
The girls who are in my English class are of good students.
Correct. We use who because who refers to to people. And girls is the subject. I want to skip number 9 because again I want to explain that. Number 10.
Our teacher, who is an American nationality, speaks English perfectly.
Okay, we use who because who refers to person, and it also refers to the subject. And let's skip to number 12. Let's skip. Yeah, we're going to skip to number 12. Movie.
The movie which we saw last night was not good.
Okay, we use which because which refers to an object. And we're going to skip 13 and 14 and then drop down to number 15, Chop.
Is the book. Is this the book which you lost?
Right. Is this the book which you lost? Which refers to a thing. So then let's see, Pip number 16.
If that the lamp who you brought.
Now the pronoun is going to refer back to lamp. Correct. Now we got it. Now we have it. That's correct. And Ma number 17.
The teacher with whom I student. I studied English last year, no longer teaches in our school.
Correct. Notice that Ma said whom. Explain to me why she used whom instead of who.
Object.
That's correct. Because the teacher with whom I studied English last year no longer teaches in our school. Now, sometimes you kind of, if you're trying to decide whether to use who or whom, you can reword the sentence. Another way of saying this is, I studied English with the teacher. Okay? I am the subject of the sentence. Studied is the verb of the sentence. Teacher is the object. With whom refers back to the object. So we're going to say whom instead of who. See how that worked? Okay. Now, so number 17, Ben.
18.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. 18.
Maybe you write this.
Okay. Ben, you know what I mean. Which one?
The car which John used belong to his uncle.
Correct. Okay. We did really well because who and whom is tricky. Now, I said that I wanted to explain number 5, 9, 11, 13, and 14. This is a little more difficult, and when you hear English being spoken in North America or the UK or in Australia, probably more often than not, you'll hear people say who instead of whom in this case. Now, I want to explain something to you that is hopefully not too confusing, and I have to use another grammar term. I apologize for that, for grammar terms, but you know, it's necessary to explain. It's what we call it's what we call a predicate nominative. Now, if you look at number 5, it says, she is the girl Okay, she is the girl, blank, I saw at the party last night. Now, we need to decide whether to use who or whom here, correct? Now, she is the subject of the sentence. We all agree?
Yes.
Is the verb of the sentence. We all agree?
Yes.
Girl is the same person as she. It's what we call a predicate nominative. So, in this case, girl is not the object. Girl is the same person as the subject. Do you see why? Now, if the pronoun is going to refer to a predicate nominative, then we would use who. Because, and here's the logic of this. Here's the explanation.
The answer is who.
It's who. The answer is who. Because girl is not actually it looks like the object when we first look at it, but when we look at the sentence, she is the girl. The girl is the same person as the subject. And when we need to decide whether to use who or whom, we know that we use who when we're referring to the subject. See, this is, you could just scratch this out. She is who I saw last night at the party. It says the same thing. And that's why who refers to the subject, she. Now, I need to explain something to you. English speakers typically get this wrong. A lot of English speakers would say she is the girl whom I saw, but the correct way would be to say who, because it refers girl refers back to the subject, so we use who. Let me show you another one. Let's look at number.
Teacher, can I use the girl who I saw at the party last night? The girl who I saw at the
Well, yeah, you could just you could change it around. It's not usually, it would be correct, but it's not the usual way we would say it. Now, the correct way, the way English teachers would say it should be said, is the girl that I saw at the party last night was she, because she is referring back to the subject, which is girl. Now, after I tell you that, you need to realize that when you, if you said to most English speakers, the girl that I saw at the party last night was her, no one would know the difference. Because a lot of people say that even though it's incorrect. Now, in normal speech, if you're talking to someone at the department store, you know, or you're at a restaurant and you're speaking English with someone, and you said her instead of she, no one would notice. No one would notice. You know, it would be because the way language gets used, it would be okay. No one would say that you've done it incorrectly. But if you were like, let's say, Pramaha Suraphet was wanting to write an article to publish in a chapter of a book or a magazine or something, then the editor would want